Hi, my name is Karen. Welcome to True North Pinners, where Canadians trade Disney magic one pin at a time. Today, I want to share with you my best Disney travel hacks coming from Canada. So I have a list here I'm going to read, and these are my top ideas. I'm sure there are more. If you have some successful tips and tricks to traveling across the border with your family, please put them in the comments below for everybody else who are reading and learning about how to travel to Disney. So my first recommendation is to have a carry-on suitcase only if possible. When our daughter was really young, we had to pack a checked bag because of her bottle sterilizer and all the things that babies need. However, as soon as we possibly could, we got rid of the checked bag and went right back to our carry-ons. And one of the reasons we're able to do that at Disney is because many of the Disney resorts, I think all of them, all of the deluxe ones for the vacation members anyways, they all have laundry on premises. And if you have a villa room, you have laundry in a full kitchen right in your room. So we are able to pack 3 sets of clothes, wash our clothes every other day if we want, and then reuse those things, and saving us so much time and money at the airport for those checked bags. Number 2 is one of my really awesome favorite things to do is book a morning flight. And the reason for this is twofold. You can leave your suitcases when you arrive at the resort with a front desk, and they will hold your luggage at your resort while you have an extra day at Disney. And they even have fridges in the back if you have food or baby formula or whatever it is. They can keep it cold or frozen for you. So we like to arrive early in the morning and then have an extra day. It feels like you have an extra full day of vacation without paying for it. And the other really great reason I like to fly in a day in the morning is because of the weather systems in Florida. In Florida, we have a lot of humidity. And so what happens is in the afternoon during the warmer months, it often rains or storms for a couple of hours. And so if you fly in the afternoon, you are much more likely to be landed at the airport or circling the airport without landing because of a storm and unable to deplane because of the weather. We've never had this issue arriving in the morning, and almost every time we fly in the afternoon, we are at the gate waiting to deplane with a crying baby who is hungry or who wants to get out and move because of the weather. So AM flights when flying into Florida is just like awesome. So another really great tip is that if your baby is a baby that will sleep on the airplane, booking your flight during the nap time is great. Babies tend to get very highly overstimulated on airplanes with all the people, the sounds, the air conditioner sounds, and the jet engines and all of those things. So if your baby will sleep on a flight, I strongly recommend you book it for that time. Okay, there is something called Nexus or Safe Travelers in Canada between Canada and the US. If you apply for this status, it is very inexpensive. It lasts 5 years, I believe. It's called Safe Travelers because when you go to the border, if you take a boat across the border or a flight, you have an expedited access across the border in the airport or however you're traveling because you're considered a safe traveler. This typically makes our time through the Toronto or the Detroit airport to be about 7 to 12 minutes, which is hours ahead of people who do not have the Nexus TSA pre-check status. So I strongly recommend checking out that government program and getting registered for your next trip. Something that's really awesome coming up in the MCO, in Orlando International Airport, is they're changing the way the airport moves for families, much like they do in Europe. So they're changing the flow through to have a family line so that people who have families and all the suitcases and the car seats and the strollers, they can get through the airport more quickly. That was just announced that the Orlando International Airport is bringing that to everybody landing there, especially Canadians, because so many of us go. So I also recommend booking your trip in a very specific order. The first being your hotel, the second being your flights, and then the third being your meals. Booking your hotel is important because at Disney, many people book their rooms 11 and 7 months ahead. And so if you know where you want to stay, I suggest booking that right away. There is every kind of price range at Disney, from the economical all the way to the deluxe high-end hotels. So pick your hotel. And then you want to pick your flight. I like to buy my flights 6 months out if possible, on a Tuesday or a Thursday when the flights are the cheapest. And then finally, your meals. When you stay on a Disney resort, you have access through the My Disney Experience app to book your meals 60 days ahead, while other people who are not staying on resort have to wait closer to. This allows you to snag up those special restaurants that you might want to try before everybody else. And then I like to fill in my holiday around those key things: rest and relaxation, park days, pinning time, pool time, all of those things, Disney Springs. If you have your structure in place, everything else will flow much more smoothly. The next point I have is keeping your pins easily accessible for arrival. Something that we do when we arrive at the parks is we have our pins ready to go, because the resorts have pin boards scattered throughout the entire resort. While we're checking in, Hudson has often already done his rounds and found some pins with other pinners. So have those pins ready. The kids will have something to focus on and keep them entertained while you're taking care of business. We also love to bring cooling towels and fans in the hot season, especially my husband. He gets heat stroke easily, and those are inexpensive ways to stay cool. You can buy them on Amazon for super cheap. If you wait until you get to the parks to buy fans or cooling towels, you are going to pay more money. Another tip I have would be to slow down. You are not able to accomplish everything you possibly could do at Walt Disney World in one trip. Make a plan, slow down, and enjoy the moment. It is a magical place, and when you're actually able to take some time and focus on one thing instead of being scattered and trying to accomplish everything at one time, it just takes away the joy. Accept ahead of time that your trip is probably going to have a theme of what you're doing, and just have fun doing that. We have never, ever done the same thing in the same order on any trip. It's just more fun that way. Another really, really good tip I like to use would be electrolyte drinks, or also we drink Celsius energy drinks. And that is an energy drink that's on the healthier side. It's sugar-free and it has a lot of vitamins in it. It is very, very easy to get heat stroke at Disney, especially when us Canadians are not used to that heat. So when you're traveling, try to keep your water, your electrolytes, and some kind of healthy regimen going where you can keep your energy up so you don't miss anything on your trip. So these are just a few of my tips and tricks when traveling to Disney. Again, if you have any other tips and tricks that I didn't mention, put them in the comments below. Of course, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you real soon.